2,300 children go missing every day in the United States. That's around 840,000 kids that go missing every year in the US alone. A mother's pain of losing their child is stomach churning. I'm not a father myself, but I understand that the bond a parent shares with their child is sacred. Hopelessness, shame, anger, and evil are powerful emotions. These emotions are the spark that fuels many abductions and runaways. Today, we're investigating the heartbreaking story of 9-year-old Asha Degree. We're starting our investigation where it all began. Shelby, North Carolina in the year 2000. Asha Degree was a normal 9-year-old girl with an ordinary life. Asha grew up in a loving household surrounded by her mom, dad, and brother. Her parents, Harold and Akila Degree, both worked regular jobs and lived a quiet life. Asha was a shy and cautious girl. Doing something risky or spontaneous was out of the ordinary for her. Asha's life centered around her family, friends, church, and school. In her free time, Asha would attend her school's basketball practice or go visit her aunt. Asha seemed to live a happy life, so what happened? Why did Asha Degree decide to run away from home? Let's examine the days before her disappearance. The date's February 11. Asha and her brother spent the day at their aunt's house down the block. The kids laughed, played, and attended their school's basketball practice in the evening. Nothing suspicious happened this day. The following morning, Asha's school had a youth basketball game. Asha's team lost its first game of the season and it disheartened her. Asha cried her eyes out over the loss but got over it pretty quickly. The following night, on February 13, at around 8 p.m., a strange power outage occurred in the Degrees neighborhood. A nearby car accident caused multiple transformers to fail, which left nearby neighborhoods pitch black and powerless until 12:30 a.m.
Tonight, we continue our missing series by putting a spotlight on the small town of Shelby, North Carolina.
Well, she is the type of child that would give you the shirt off her back.
9-year-old Asha Degree walked out of her home in the middle of the night.
We're hoping and we're praying that she's had a halfway decent life anyway, even though we didn't get to raise her.
Asha's backpack was found in a pair of trash bags, but to this day, no suspect has ever been named in her case.
The evidence that they are still looking back on and working with is the evidence that's pretty much found early on in the case.
The date's February 14, 2000. It's now the fateful night Asha Degree disappeared. After the power came back on, Asha's father, Harold, checked on the Degree kids to see if they were safe. Harold saw that Asha and her brother were both fast asleep, so he went back to the living room. Harold checked on the kids one last time at around 2:30 a.m. and called it a night after he saw they're safe. Not long afterwards, Asha's brother, O'Brien, heard a weird creaky noise coming from Asha's bed and assumed it was nothing to worry about. He thought it was just Asha changing positions in her sleep. Boy, was he wrong. The creaky noise was actually the sound of Asha getting up from bed and filling up her backpack. Asha had successfully left home. According to witnesses, between 3:45 a.m. to 4:15 a.m., Asha was spotted walking around south of Highway 18 on a dark rainy night, wearing nothing but a white sleeve long t-shirt and white pants. One witness who spotted her actually turned around to help little Asha, but she ran into the nearby woods out of fear. Later that same day, Asha's mom, Akila, woke up at around 5:45 a.m. to get her kids ready for the day. Only this time, Asha was missing. Akila thought Asha was hiding and started to look for her. Akila couldn't find Asha to her terror. The shock of losing Asha started to set in for Akila, and she called her mother for help. Akila's mom told her to call the cops, and she did just that. At around 6:40 a.m., first responders arrived at the scene. Akila walked through her whole neighborhood desperately screaming for Asha's name, hoping that she would turn up. She never did. Friends, family, and neighbors heard about Asha's disappearance and canceled their plans for the day so they can help with the search. The only trace that had been found of Asha during the search was a Mickey Mouse hairbow and colored markers. The last piece of evidence discovered was surfaced a year later, in August 2001. A book bag which belonged to Asha was found underground by construction workers, 26 miles away from her hometown. The book bag was wrapped in plastic and contained Asha's name, phone number, Dr. Seuss book, and a New Kids on the Block t-shirt. It looks as if someone was trying to preserve Asha's stuff. Maybe a killer taking joy in revisiting the scene of a crime, or maybe a priest from Asha's church had a hand. We could only imagine and speculate. So, what really happened to Asha Degree? Honestly, I'm not sure. There isn't enough evidence for me to make solid conclusions. Asha's case is still ongoing and remains a mystery to this date.